The metallic thud echoed through the command deck of the Krillian flagship. Every eye, compound, triple-lidded, and bioluminescent, turned toward the sound. There, rolling across the polished obsidian floor, was something that shouldn't exist, the severed head of General Vexthor, supreme commander of the Krillian invasion force. The human stood in the doorway, silhouetted against the corridor's emergency lighting. Blood, purple and viscous, dripped from her armored gauntlets. Her face was expressionless, almost bored, as she surveyed the assembled officers. "Who's next?" she asked, her voice cutting through the shocked silence like a plasma blade through flesh. Commander Rikan was the first to recover. His 4 arms reached for his sidearm, but he never completed the motion. The human moved with impossible speed, crossing 20 meters in what seemed like a heartbeat. Her combat knife, a primitive weapon by galactic standards, found the gap between his carapace plates with surgical precision. "I asked a question," she said, stepping over Rikan's collapsing form. "Who is next?" The Krillian Empire had conquered 47 star systems in the past century. Their military doctrine was flawless, their technology superior, their warriors bred for combat from hatching. When they arrived at Earth, they expected another easy victory. The humans had barely achieved faster-than-light travel, still squabbled among themselves, and possessed weapons that were laughably primitive. The invasion should have taken 3 weeks. It had been 3 hours since the human counteroffensive began. Lieutenant Vexare, youngest officer on the bridge and recent academy graduate, watched the human approach. She had studied Earth's military history during the pre-invasion briefing. The file had been thin, mostly dismissive. Humans were classified as a Type II emerging species, technologically inferior, socially fragmented, strategically naive. The file had been catastrophically wrong. "Please," Vexare stammered, her translator struggling with the fear scent she was emitting. "We surrender. Tell your fleet." "Fleet?" The human laughed, the sound harsh and humorless. "There is no fleet. There's just me." The words hung in the air, impossible and terrifying. One human had infiltrated the flagship, killed her way through 300 elite guards, executed the general, and now stood before the remaining command staff like an avatar of death itself. Captain Zalmoth, a veteran of 20 campaigns, finally understood. The Krillians had made a fundamental miscalculation. They had judged humanity by their technology, by their political divisions, by their brief existence on the galactic stage. But they hadn't understood what evolution on a death world produced. Earth, with its predators and prey, its ice ages and plagues, its endless cycles of survival and extinction, had forged something the Krillians had never encountered. It had forged survivors. Adapters. Hunters who became the hunted and learned to hunt back. "We will withdraw," Zalmoth said, lowering all 4 of his hands in the Krillian gesture of submission. "We will leave this system and never return." The human tilted her head, considering. Behind her, alarms wailed as the ship's security systems finally caught up with the carnage she'd left in her wake. Reinforcements would arrive in minutes. "Here's what's going to happen," she said, her voice conversational now, almost friendly. "You're going to take your ships and leave. You're going to tell every species in the Galactic Council exactly what happened here today. You're going to make them understand that Earth is off limits." She stepped closer to Zalmoth, close enough that he could see his reflection in her dark eyes. "And if any of you ever come back, if any species ever threatens my world again, I won't be alone next time. Next time, there will be millions of me. And we will hunt you across every star system, every planet, every station until there's nothing left but memories and warnings." She turned toward the door, pausing only to look back at the frozen officers. "Spread the word. Humanity is done being prey." The human disappeared into the corridor, leaving behind a ship full of conquerors who had just learned what it meant to be conquered by something that refused to die.